I don't want to exist anymore after this.
No. Not at all.
Hey guys, how are you? If you're new here, hi, my name is Logan Devereaux, and today I'm here with my best friend, Magnus. And today we are reviewing...
the worst movie I've ever seen. I don't even remember the name.
After.
Okay.
Before our life, and now there's just after.
Yep. Before I was living in a world where I'd never seen such a bad movie. And now I'm living in a world after which I've seen such a bad movie. And it's awful.
Yeah. Alright, so let's hit into the voiceover so that way I can explain what this was based off of, and then we're gonna give you guys our honest opinions about it.
I have many of those.
So, take it away, voiceover. After was written in 2014 by Anna Todd on Wattpad, a fanfiction website, and it is the story about Harry Styles and a college student named Tessa falling in love and having all types of bad romance. And then cut to 2019, where it is picked up by Wattpad Studios and turned into an even worse and more bland movie, but you'll hear Magnus and I talk about that later. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's talk about the things we did like. Let's talk about, there's gotta be at least...
Good job.
Good job. Okay. Let's talk about the things that we did like. There's gotta be at least one thing that we liked about this.
How about you go first?
There's one scene that I did like, and it's the scene where Tessa finds out what Hardin was really about.
I guess.
Where everybody like reveals like what the bet was.
Yeah.
That was my only favorite scene. Because it's like, finally, you know what a piece of garbage he is.
Mm-hmm. We'll say that's my favorite too, because honestly, there's not a single thing I liked about that movie.
I liked Noah.
Yeah, Noah was fine.
Noah was okay, just your normal average milk toast of a boyfriend.
Yep.
What else? So let's kind of give like a brief history of this, because we're coming from the perspective where I have read the book. Unfortunately, I subjected myself to reading this because I've been gearing up for doing this for like the past like couple weeks, and I kid you not, dude, it took me 2.5 weeks to get through this book, and that's me actively reading it. There is a hair. Whose hair is this?
It's too long to be yours.
It's too straight to be mine.
Yeah, it's also... What? It's too short to be mine. Is this one of your cats?
No.
Alright.
Okay, so there's somebody living in my house.
Cool.
Cool.
Do you have an attic?
I do have an attic.
Alright.
Alright,
Maybe
sweet.
you shouldn't check up there. Or maybe you should.
So...
Call the police before you do.
Yeah. Or my brother.
Put some rat poison up there in a hot pocket. It's like slip a little rat poison into a hot pocket.
It's like, here you go.
Yeah, here, stranger living in my home.
So... It took me about 2 weeks to get through. 2.5 weeks to get through this book. And that's me actively reading it, like, every day for hours on end to get through this book.
Yeah.
No breaks. 2.5 weeks. This book was over 600 pages long.
I've read War and Peace front to back, and that was about 3,000 pages. And I think that's the most reading I've ever done in my life, and I never want to do anything like that ever again.
This thing was... the book is boring, guys. Like, it's painfully boring because you just hate everybody that's in contact. I like Steph, but because I've read the other books, I know that she's like a horrible person. So there's kind of no point in liking her. So the one character that I did like is my least favorite now.
Yeah.
Because they all just suck. I genuinely want to know, Harry Styles, if you see this, which I highly doubt you will, but if you do see this, what do you think of this?
I don't think he wants to think about it.
He blocked Anna Todd on Twitter.
Good.
He blocked her.
Good.
Because this is defamation, right? Like, the reason why I'm so angry about this is not only because it's a horrible story with horrible people in it falling in love for, once again, the wrong reasons. It's also based off of real people.
Yeah.
And Harry Styles, from what I've seen, is nothing like this. Everybody who's come into contact with him said that he is the sweetest person ever. The only reason why people think he's rude is because he's got anxiety.
And he's British.
Let's get chugging. So, Tessa goes to school. She's going to college for the first time. Her mom and her boyfriend Noah are there, and Noah is still in high school because his mom made him repeat kindergarten because he had some type of like, what is it? He wasn't very social.
Okay.
So his mom made him repeat kindergarten to get better social skills.
Then why is he still younger than her, though?
I don't know. Because he was 17 and she's 18.
Because if they're supposed to be in the same grade, he should be, like, the same age. Like, he could be, like, a couple months younger than her, but not, like, you know.
We'll go with the couple months thing so that way it's not weird. Yeah. So, they're helping her go to college, and then the mom meets her roommate, Stephanie. And Stephanie's just chilling with her girlfriend, Tristan. And Stephanie wasn't gay in the book. The book was very white, like very, very whitewashed and very, very heterosexual. So I guess to kind of save face, because this came out in 2019, Anna Todd was like, let's throw in some black people and one lesbian couple and call it a night.
Yep.
Even though the people that they made gay makes no sense. Not because they're gay, it's because Stephanie's motivations in the third book will make no sense if she's a lesbian now.
Yeah.
Because her whole spiel was that she was jealous of Tessa because she was with Hardin.
I think they should just leave it at 2 movies.
Yeah. But sadly they're not. The third movie's coming out next year.
Great.
So, Tessa meets Stephanie, and the mom's like, you need to leave this room immediately. You're coming home. That room smelled like cannabis.
It smelled like
weed. So she's like, no, we're going to get you a new roommate. And she's like, oh my gosh, Mom, chill, it's fine. It's just a jewel.
Mom, it's fine. It's fine.
It's
I
just
promise.
a jewel. And so her mom...
Where's my jewel? Alright, that's a dead song. Song's been dead for a while.
What is it? Let me take a selfie? Is
that it? Nope.
Do you remember that song?
I do. I was thinking about it yesterday.
I was too.
Don't like that.
She's hanging out with her roommate, and then she's taking a shower, and her clothes get wet because she was an idiot and left her clothes on the floor for the water to just pour out onto them. They were sopping wet, and she's going back to her dorm room to go get some new clothes, which means that entire dorm building saw her naked. Yeah. Because she's just tromping through the halls in a towel. And all of a sudden, there's our love interest Hardin Scott.
What a stupid name.
That is the dumbest name I've ever heard. No offense.
That's a witness protection.
No offense if your name is actually Hardin.
No, full offense. If your name's Hardin, why? You can change it. That's not a name.
I genuinely don't think that's a name.
No.
Where's your phone? Can you Google if that's a real name?
It's French.
For hardy, brave, and strong.
That's right, stupid, because it's French.
So we just offended 2 countries.
Sweet.
This video. She finds Hardin and he's being creepy because she's like, can you get out of my room so I can get dressed? And he's like, don't flatter yourself, I'm not looking.
Don't flatter yourself, I'm not looking. She sounds like a complete chav. Like, I'm just picturing him wearing a tracksuit. Smoking a cigarette. Just walking around. He's blimey, you know? That's every British man I've ever met.
I don't think I know any British people.
Well, for the sake of my girlfriend's dad, he's not like that.
Okay.
He's a professor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Stephanie manages to convince Tessa to go to a party where she meets all of Hardin's friends. So Zed, who's supposed to be Zane, Molly, Jace, Tristan, who is now Steph's girlfriend, who was her boyfriend in the book. We're just gonna say this. Tristan's trans.
Yeah.
We're just gonna say that. She's trans now. That's my headcanon now, so take that, Anna Todd. And we meet Hardin as well. Fully meet Hardin.
Yeah.
And they're playing Truth or Dare, and it comes up that Tessa's a virgin, which, who cares? And they dare her to make out with Hardin, and she says no. And he and his friends are just like, oh, like, his first rejection and everything. And then he, like, freaking stalks her like a psychopath in his bedroom. He does that so much. Hero finds Tiffin. Please, for the next movie, stop just materializing out of nowhere like a psychopath in this movie. It's creepy. It's weird. It's creepy. Please stop. Okay, when I first saw the trailer for this, like the teaser trailer, I literally thought it was going to be a story about a girl recovering from being essayed.
That would be a better movie.
It would be.
That would be a better second movie for this. She's just recovering from this whole thing.
Oh, that is kind of like what did happen in the second.
Oh, really? I'm not watching it. No matter how much you beg me, I am not watching it.
What if I take you to a chiropractor first?
No.
I was like, I almost got him.
Almost.
Yeah, I'm not watching that movie sober. Just full disclaimer, that's not happening. Yep. I actually have not seen the second movie. I've seen a review of it, but I have not seen the second movie. So it would be painful for both of us. The way how Hardin pursues her is just absolutely creepy. Like, there were times where I'm like, is he gonna come back with like a butcher knife and like kill her? Like, he'll just show up out of nowhere. It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't like it. I don't like how she cheats on her boyfriend and doesn't feel bad about it.
She feels bad about it for 2 seconds.
And then proceeds to go on a spiel about her dad.
Yeah. My dad left, so I'm a horrible person now. I cheated on my boyfriend. And it completely excuses everything.
Her dad's a character in the 3rd book. He shows up in the 3rd book.
Of course.
And Hardin's like, you shouldn't be around him because he's a drug addict and he's a drunk and he's not a good person. Yeah, what are you?
All of those.
All of those. Since we kind of got on our little spiel about how much we hate this and it's very cluttered and whatever, Magnus knows about film. He knows about, like, filters, lighting, music, and camera angles. So you're going to discuss that part. I'm going to talk about the clothing, the effects, because there were effects, there was tattoos, tattoo prosthetics
Which,
in there.
might I add, it looked like he got more of as the movie went on.
Yeah.
Where there were no scenes of him getting them tattooed, they just sort of appeared.
Yeah, he had, like, his entire torso covered by the end of the movie.
Yeah. And, like, he had no tattoos on this arm, save for that stupid little Celtic knot that's off-center on his hand.
That was a rose.
I don't care. It looked like a Celtic knot.
So it's bad. They're
it's
bad
bad.
Tattoos. So, we both have tattoos.
Yeah, me.
So, here's the darkest one I have. It's just the thumbnail.
Yeah.
But, the darkest one I have is mostly pitch black, and you can see there's a little bit of blue in there because of the metals. Now, do you see mine? His was literally as blue as my hair.
You drew the one with a Bic pen. Sponsored by Bic.
The movie was sponsored by something. I forgot what it was, but it was sponsored by something, and there was a cameo that you could always see in it. But I forgot what it was. But I remember it was very obvious when I first saw it. Oh, wait. Oh, did you see at the beginning of the movie, it said Wattpad Studios?
They have a studio?
They have a studio now!
What?
They have a studio now! Ever since Kissing Booth, which was a Wattpad fanfiction. Magnus, do a brief discussion on the, on all the cinematography.
The cinematography was alright, surprisingly. It wasn't very stagnant shots. There was some dynamicness in the way that the camera moved. There were bits where the cinematography desperately needed something.
Like when?
Like that whole thing where she's talking, or like right first when she gets into the dorm. It's very like stale. It's just cut. Needed something else.
Okay. What would you suggest to put in there?
Dutch angle. I'm kidding. Never a Dutch angle. But no, there needed to be some like panning, a little bit more movement in it, because it was, it was very just like, I'm here and I'm talking to this person who is here, and it was just it's
You could have done a fisheye lens.
Well,
that would have given it something.
it would have. Very early 2000s.
Could you imagine watching this movie on shrooms?
They filmed this movie on a Zune.
The GoPro! Remember you were talking about they should have had a GoPro.
Yeah.
That scene where they're at the lake.
There was a bit where he's like, look at this, and they go underwater, but because the camera is waterproof, very waterproof, or not waterproof, not waterproof, if that made any sense.
Yeah, the camera that they were using to film this was not waterproof.
Yeah, I just have strokes often. They could have gotten a GoPro, a single GoPro, to go down there, because it was just a shot of water.
Yeah.
For like 30 seconds.
Hiro did mention that when they were filming that scene, there was a water moccasin that swam past them while filming it, and he didn't tell Josephine about the snake because he didn't want to freak her out.
Yeah, it's a water moccasin.
So they could have died while
maybe
filming
because
this.
we're from South Carolina. But water moccasins are horrifying.
They're like leviathans, just like ready to eat at any point.
Yeah.
I think I almost stepped on one yesterday.
Oh. We don't have...
The clothing in this, I'm gonna say, is very ill-fitting and doesn't...
Hello? Someone's mad.
Take two.
Yeah.
So the clothing in this is very ill-fitting and it does not flatter anybody at all. Hardin
It's also just very boring.
Yeah, Tessa was in way too many pastels, and it's to show like her innocence before she met him, and then she would slowly like wear darker colors and then be proceeded into lighter colors by the end to show that she's trying to regain herself after.
I would have liked to see her as a trad goth for a little bit there. I would have loved that.
It kind of did happen in the book. Oh. And then her her being in pastels, him solely being in blacks and grays, and then his friends being in these weird poppy visco like clothing was so ugly to look at. The way how they put Stephanie in those mustard yellow shirts, it did not look good with her skin tone at all. And the makeup was terrible. Yeah. The makeup was awful in this. I've seen better makeup from like preteens first starting out with makeup. The eyeliner they had, like there's a scene where Stephanie is looking down and you can see her eyeliner. It's a liquid liner, but you never use those on set because they smudge, and it was very shaky. You could tell they didn't even use a brush for it. It was like you know, like when you're trying to like put in your makeup too fast and everything, and then you kind of get like that gap in between like the fold of your eye and then your lid, and then it just looks weird and your eyes look janky. That's what happened to her. They used way too much blush and lip chapstick on Tessa. Speaking of chapstick. The makeup's it's just not good. It could have been better. I mean, that's kind of like how it was with Motherland Fort Salem. Yeah. The makeup and hair looked absolutely garbage first season. Second season, it got insanely better. Yeah. It was so much better. Yeah, it got more money, so maybe the next movie it'll look better, but I highly doubt it. The filters on the second movie, I know this from seeing scenes in the trailers, looks absolutely abhorrent. It's disgusting. It's very drab. Yeah, the filters and the color palette of this movie were there. They exist. They weren't interesting. It wasn't very pretty. It was just kind of there. The montages. There were so many montages. That's just all this movie is. It's just a series of montage after montage. It goes by so fast. Yeah, because this is like almost a 2-hour movie. It felt like 15 minutes and also like 45 hours. It was like, it would go so fast and stop and then pick up and then stop and then pick up and then stop. Like, they're trying to fit 600 pages into 2 hours and they're just failing at every angle. And while I appreciate that this movie is nothing like the book, it's as a movie alone, Magnus, without a book being attached to it, what would this be like? Garbage? Yeah, it's pretty much garbage. Like, we've watched a lot of, like, trashy romance movies this year. That werewolf movie was better than this. We should do a review on wolves! We should. We should do a review on wolves. We should. We'll do that. Jason Momoa, my beloved. I forgot he was in that! Yep. So that's a blight on his career. He must have been hard up for cash. Yep. Listen, man, I get it. This... I have $53 left. I have 27. Wow. This movie, standing alone, no book attached, we don't know anything, there's no book. There's no book. Anna Todd doesn't even exist in this universe, okay? As a movie alone, what rating would you give this? Out of 10? Out of 10, yes, 1 out of 10. 1 being absolutely just, I want to nuke the entire world, and then 10 being like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Can I give it a -3? No, it has to be on the scale. 1. A 1? 1. 1, okay. I would give it a 3. Why? Because there's something about it. There's just a teeny little bit where I'm like, I can see myself watching this again. Where? Where? I can see myself watching this again while I'm drunk and with friends just to make fun of it. I don't ever see myself watching this ever again, because watching it one time, I think, took about 10 years off my life. Which means I've got about 3 years left. Okay, I'll give it a 2 then. I'll give it a 2. I can see myself watching this again, either for somebody that doesn't know why I'm so angry about this franchise, and then also if I'm drunk and I'm just looking for a trashy romance to watch. Now, with the...
If you want a trashy romance, watch that other one.
Which
that
one?
we did.
Love Everlasting?
Yeah.
That was a good movie, though.
Yeah, it was decent.
It was a good movie. What is it? Okay, now with the book attached and knowing what you know about this, what would you give this?
Now I can give it a -3.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sweet.
I give it a -40%. Because I have so many words. I have so many words. So many words in so little time is how I can describe my distaste for this entire franchise.
Yep.
I hate it. I hate you, Anna Todd, and this was garbage.
Yep.
This was hot garbage.
Welcome to our show. This was garbage.
This was garbage. That's why I'm gonna title this video. This was garbage. I regret everything. This was garbage.
This was garbage dash Bong Swamp.
That's our friendship name.
Yeah.
Bong Swamp.
Bong Swamp.
Alright guys, well that was the review of some sorts. We really hated it, and this was incredibly painful. Thank you for coming and sitting on my channel and talking about how much we wanted to end our lives.
Yep.
After watching this, and...
I want to talk about a good movie. Talk about The Great Gatsby.
We will
Color
be,
palette, beautiful. Cinematography, beautiful.
we will be coming back. He will be coming back on my channel for watching Great Gatsby. So that will be very interesting. Alright, I'll see you guys in my next one.